He met my mother at a very early age. I think, Mom, you were married at 18. My dad might have been 21. In the 60s, they raised a family. Again, another great time in our country. And they took care of myself, my brother, and my sister. They put us through college. And his work and my mother's work didn't stop there. We all had our own children and our own families, and they played a very integral role in everything that we did with bringing up our children, and they really enhanced my children's life as my brother and sister's children's life. My father took family very seriously, and he dedicated himself not only to an industry but also to his family. A couple of other things you may not know about him. Man was a tremendous athlete. He was an all-state baseball player and an all-state basketball player. In his hometown of Plainfield, South Plainfield, he was athlete of the decade for the 1950s. Not shared with any other athlete, the athlete of the decades in the 1950s. Kind of tells you what kind of a man he was. He was the first in his family to go to college. I remember him telling me stories when he went on a basketball scholarship to Portland University, played basketball with Elgin Baylor, and he used to tell me how poor he was. He grew up eating dandelion salad, and he would have condiment sandwiches for lunch. So he was really frugal. He was the kind of guy we would go in with, my brother and I were kind of big guys, and we used to eat anything that was in sight when you're in high school. When you're in high school, you're eating and growing. We would open a door up and take a look at all the food in there, and we was like, well, what am I going to eat now? He would jump up and say, hey, wait a minute. You got to have a plan before you open that refrigerator door. You got to know what you're getting. Open it up, get it, and close it. That costs electricity to keep that thing cold. Always reminded me, turn out the lights. You leave a room, turn the light out. I think the girls can tell you in the office every day, hey, leave your office, turn the lights out. But he was a great father, a great husband, and a great grandfather. Tremendous mentor. It really warms my heart to see the people that came out here today. To the board and to his friends, he really cherished the friendships and the relationships. He understands what you go through every day and able to put food on the table for your families and for the people that work for you. He really admired the competition, yet the camaraderie that you folks have, how you all came together as a board to lead the industry and improve the working conditions and also improve the way we build things here in New Jersey for the benefit of the taxpayers. We all miss him very well. I appreciate all that you've done for our family, particularly my board. You folks have been by our side and my side. You're so supportive. And from our family and for me personally, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank my staff for helping to put this together. I really appreciate it, and you guys have been terrific and supported us and helping us to move forward without my dad. A couple more comments before I go. I think someone who had the longest drive here is my Uncle Chuck and Aunt Joanne from Virginia. My Uncle Chuck, he's the youngest brother. My father was very proud of him. I'm sorry, I'm going to embarrass you. He's retired Navy, head of Naval Intelligence, and he's done a lot for our country, and I appreciate you and Joanne took the time to come up here today. Wanted to thank, Rick Hammer and Joe Bertoni, great guys from DOT, our friends, for making the trip out here, coming out from the office. Good friend of mine, Gavin Patillo, and his boys, Chris, John, and Dave. They made sure the bridge was in good shape today, and I want to thank you for your time and efforts. Mayor Daugherty, I see you. Thank you so much for all you did too, making sure that we have this place here to have this. You're a good friend. He's a friend of the industry, guys. We had an issue with them. We talked to them, and the mayor took care of it. I want to let you know that. My mayor, George, for taking the time to come out here. He's been a dear friend of mine, almost an older brother to me. And I want to thank you for taking that time to come out here. Before we go, I think, Anthony, you have a couple of instructions for what we're doing after this. But thank you all for coming. Thank you.